Hey guys, Coach Keith Kepner here. We're going to do a fight study on Inoue versus Cardenas. Seeing Cardenas come up on the Pro TV or Pro Box cards. Excited to see him compete against Inoue, and didn't go exactly the way that he wanted it, but there was some excitement to it and some interest to it. And I have gotten quite a few requests to do a fight study on Inoue, so I figured why not? Let's get into it and check out the Japanese phenomenon. Starting off first, and again, to be clear, guys, this is a fight study not for fanboys, everyone, or for anybody like that. Someone who is a student of boxing, whether you're a boxing coach or an actual boxer who does compete or is looking to compete or is actually just that passionate about it, and you're not wanting to learn about the kangaroo punch and the Ipo man something or other. All right, so starting off, I watched a little bit of this fight, but I haven't honestly seen the whole thing. Obviously, I've seen where Inoue got dropped in it. So it's good. It's a good, like almost first time reaction to it. Now, nice by Inoue with using his jab, 3 jabs, putting some punches together. Cardenas moves off, and I notice he just shells up. Let's see if he has more active defense than that. And that's the things where Inoue has big power, so it can make people shell up more than usual. The strategy with that perhaps is Cardenas feels the power of Inoue on the gloves, and that serves well for Inoue. I can tell Cardenas' strategy is to not worry about the jab and worry about the big power punches, but the problem is over 12 rounds getting hit by a jab. I don't want to get hit by a jab for 12 rounds with 10-ounce gloves on, pro wraps. That was a good 3-1 by Cardenas. That's a great thing where you miss a jab, come back with a jab. And they tried to jab out. I mean, you notice Inoue didn't do much. There was an example of Cardenas actually jabbing slightly off to the side and the jab missing Cardenas and landing on Inoue. There, Cardenas just letting the jab come through. Good jab to the body by Inoue. Of course, the single jabs are working because the threat of the power behind the jab makes Cardenas not want to counter the single. Also, you could argue that Inoue is baiting the counter with the single, looking for something to come back. And to be clear, you can throw a hard jab and still be looking, which he's doing. Credit to him. There was the counter. He didn't counter the counter. Jab, counter. Perfect time for a right hand or a jab counter. 1-2. Good movement. Inoue eats a jab. Like a clean jab. Of course, Cardenas has his chin down, which makes the jabs not as hurtful, but they're slightly getting deflected by that type of guard, but still, like right there, Cardenas just eats it right on the jaw. And that's not good. Those little not micro, I mean, there's definitely some jarring going on your brain. And that's going to soften you up, lighten you up, set the stage for you get hurt. There, Inoue expected the counter. A good follow-up there by Inoue. Boom, boom, back to the jab. Yep, 1-2. Inoue is very much a forward and backwards fighter. He has a wide stance. Doesn't do a lot of lateral movement, at least from what I've seen. Round number 2. See who jabs first. Inoue. Remember that, guys. Be first with the jab. Establish the jab. A little highlight from the last round. And see, this is where the trouble of the idea is I'm going to eat a jab because I'm going to watch out for other punches. Well, if the jab controls your head like that, which it can if you don't block it, you get hit by other punches. That's why you need to learn. That's why all the great fighters throughout the history of boxing, most of them stopped the jab pretty well by catching it. I watched just a tad bit of the Inoue fight, the first fight with Donaire. And of course, Donaire was older and whatnot, but you saw some of these things come into play. Man, and you saw, like, look at Cardenas's head get wobbled here, shook. See that? See the hair shake? That's brain shaking. Nice. I like that little almost like slip to the left side. Here, boom. To slide that jab right up the middle. Nice. Try to see if you bite on the jab to throw a left hook, but Cardenas just decided to eat jabs. Good job of the miss up top by Donaire. Inoue. I was thinking about Donaire. Inoue. Shoots right hand, misses it, goes for the body. Very important thing, guys. I say this time and time again. If you watch my fight studies and other content, you miss the headshot, don't do anything else besides go for the body afterwards. And then back to the jab. And that's where, when someone guards up like this, like both of these guys are, you have to really be intelligent with what combos you're throwing. You can't just swing, because that's where hands up is an answer if someone isn't throwing a thoughtful sequence of punches. I'm working on a whole strategy of combos and tactics and things like that, so look out for that coming out. Oh, see, like right there, in a way, not appreciating and looking out for the jab. Boom, just eats a hard jab by Cardenas. And trust me, that's not a light jab, a hard jab right on the jaw. And that's where Cardenas could follow it up. Your jab is like a stick to a blind man. And once it touches, you know you got the right hand. And you need to shoot that right hand. Or if you're southpaw, left hand right after that. Good with the chin down by Inoue there. Good thoughtful combo by Cardenas right there. He does the 3-4, the left hook right uppercut. Hits him, finishes with a jab, connects with a jab. What happened to Inoue's jab? Let's see. So Cardenas, good example here with the chin down though, right? So Cardenas' jab was a little bit high on the face, snaps Inoue's head up. Then Cardenas has his chin down. It was a perfect example, like if you watch my old school defense video of the chin down, so that jab does slide down. But still, man, don't like that brain shaking if we can help it. Your chin down is a seatbelt. It's not, you don't drive the car reckless just because you have a seatbelt on. As we saw earlier, eating a jab still opens you up. Doesn't mean you're going to better defend against other punches necessarily. Oh, good by Cardenas. Ooh. Good body work there. But see, it's a little bit I go, you go, I go, you go. And of course, we've all seen the highlight, if you haven't seen this fight already, of Cardenas catching him. But those best catches are when people are throwing. Both ways. 3-2. Great combination setup for someone that's shelling up like that. Just doesn't land. There, wow. Yep, and there it was. So Cardenas throwing while Inoue was throwing. Caught him. Stepping off the side. Catches him. Inoue responds very professional. You can tell he's very focused. That's something that cannot be understated with these top guys. You know, obviously there's luck, there's genetics, there's opportunity, but then there's their mental focus and fortitude. And focus is just, time and time again, I'm reminded about what a game changer that is and what a X factor. By the way, I have 6 weeks of the sweet science where every single day we do combinations, a new combination, a footwork sequence, and a defensive sequence. And that's starting this Monday. I'm doing it for only 6 people, and I only have 2 slots left, at least as I'm making this right now. So if you want to be a part of that, jump on the link below. I'm going to pin it on the comments or jump in the description. Hop on there. We did one a little while ago. It was freaking awesome. People made a lot of progress, and we're doing it again. And we're literally working every day, but it's designed in a way that you will be successful and not overtrain. All right, look at this. Moving off. And because of that moving off, Inoue is stepping off to that side. Right? That's something important to think about, how Cardenas is going from here, moving off to Cardenas's left, which is Inoue's right, and then that walks Inoue right into that left hook. Boom. Very tricky. Nice shot. And you could say that Cardenas isn't necessarily in position necessarily, but that's where he's able to throw truly slightly out of position, like an overhand basically, hitting with the knuckles, palm facing him as he moves back over. And that helps with the power. See that? His body started shifting over there as he threw it. Really nice stuff. But unless the guy stops on that, I mean, it would stop a less focused, less determined, perhaps less tough guy than Inoue. But Inoue is a champion for a reason. Oh, I like the attempt of the short right hand. Was there an accidental head clash in there? Yeah. Would like to see more double jabs. Yeah, this is where being able to jab and catch and doing that, like being able to is one thing. They both can do it. I know they can. And doing it is an important factor as well. You don't want the jostle of the brain over a 12-round fight. It controls your head to set up shots that you're going to get hit by, but then also makes it you're going to get hurt a little bit more. Cardenas needs to know that Inoue is smart enough that he doesn't smother himself that much, particularly with just the backwards motion like that. The counter from Cardenas needs to be more of a 1-1-2 or a 1-1-3, but not just a big left hook. That's where the combination or countering in combinations is so important as well. Nice exit by Inoue. Nice jab by Inoue. I would like to see more countering by Inoue. It's a little bit, again, too much of I go, you go, I go, you go. See? Like not doing anything. Cardenas is seemingly trying to counter, but Inoue's doing a great job of, while he's throwing like that, he's looking out for the counters. Showing his good boxing acumen. And that's something when you're hitting the bag, shadow boxing, mitt work, or anything else, you need to be throwing in a fashion where you're focused not only on your punches, but focused on the counters that could be coming back. Nice. In a way, putting that counter right hand. That was a good example. Way to prove me wrong as I was talking crap about it, right? Oh, good with the 1-2. Yep, following the jab up. And good range management by Inoue. You keep good range, proper range with the jab, it's going to be hard to get hit by the right hand and very hard to get hit by the left hook. Let's go back a little bit on that here. Very nice. Boom. Shot the jab. Jab. Stayed smart with the range. Yep. 1-2. Smart with the range. Boom. Cardenas tried to get the right hand, but it looked like he was still too far away. Good attempt by Inoue to try to. As an example, good range by Inoue. Good fighters know how to manage range. Inoue gets left hook for the body, tries to get the right hand back up top, and blocks the right hand counter. Good sequence. Oops. Let's go to the next one. Sure. He drops his right hand, and that's why he gets hit by a right hand. Yeah, sure. Yes. All right. One thing is, watch this. So see his position right here. by Cardenas. Inoue starts his attack. Okay, one thing is Inoue does step in really big with that jab, which is not automatically a death sentence, but that does make him a prime suspect to get countered by a beautiful right hand if you can get the timing right and have the cojones to do it. But what I don't like and why I paused this was Cardenas, look at Cardenas right there, falling backwards as he's defending. Many people have done this. Many people do this. It's not a good thing to do. You're in a position of complete and utter control where until you end up right back about there, you're not really going to do anything of consequence, including movement, not even punching, but even movement-wise. Guys, there it is again. Guys will fall into that type of movement, and I've seen it hurt people time and time again when it's exploited against someone that puts pressure on you in those moments. You can tell Inoue has a very strong right hand. Now, this is an example here where Cardenas does a double jab, right? Now, this is the important part, guys. This is where the nuance comes in. Cardenas does a double jab. Boom, boom. Inoue ends up here. At this very moment, his feet are both in the air. He's up high. He's not really in a punching position. Cardenas could use this as an opportunity to attack. Unless he does something really stupid, he's probably not going to get countered. And there's a moment where he can get off, but he misses the moment. And Inoue double jabs him back. Yeah, way too many singles. Good one, too, by Cardenas. A combo for a guy that shows up like this is a 1-2-5, 1-2 lead uppercut. Because the two might land or might not land. And then you see how they kind of fade a little bit on the block. So 1, 2, right? And you're going to have to step in slightly, but that left uppercut while they're turned to the side a little bit. Because they're ready for the hook. There, Cardenas tried to jab and catch. Try to get the counter left hook off. Good by Inoue. Good range management by Inoue. Something not really, I hear, talked about much with him. That's being shown here. A good double jab. And getting a different angle on the jab. Thumb up. Trying to jam it through the guard. And this is just a guard because there's no thoughtful defense by both of these guys. It's just hands up. And see, right there, it's a great example where right here, Cardenas has his hands up. He has his chin down. But he gets hit by the right hand. How is that, Coach? How does that happen? Everyone on YouTube and on Instagram tells me if I have my hands up, I won't get hit. Well, if someone knows how to throw punches, they know how to find ways to make it go around or through. And that's going to happen. So you actually have to learn how to block punches. Who'd have thought? Oh, good sequence here by Inoue. Inoue's a little open with his chin while he's throwing, which again, for the right fighter, can make him vulnerable. Good combo by Inoue. Classic sequence here. Left hook up top. He got it around, and then boom. Slight step back by Cardenas made it, it was about to land, but very good attempt. Love that combination to set up the liver shot. Good foot by Inoue. He does 2 steps back, steps off to the side. Nice. Cardenas lunges in. Again, guys, basic boxing right here. This is what's great about Inoue is that in a lot of ways, everybody can find opportunities for improvement, or quote-unquote improvement, right? Boxing is an art form. But he's a great example of just basic stuff, right? People try to add fancy stuff to Inoue and act like he's got some fancy stuff or does fancy stuff. Not quite. It's just good, solid, disciplined stuff. which is why it's good. Two sets back off to the side. Catches Cardenas coming in with a counter left hook. Nice. Oh, good job coming around the guard. So, example of very intelligent aiming of punches. I would like definitely more wrist bend. If you got more wrist bend on that hook and reached out just slightly, because when you wrist bend, it's going to cut the range just a touch because right now it's a finger shot, then that would have got a little bit better on the part or on the target. But very good job coming around the guard there. Tried to come around again on the guard as well. Oh, great. Counter there by Inoue. So, Cardenas does that single jab again, and everyone talks about, oh man, or not everyone. I've heard everything, right? In the time that I've boxed and coached boxers, but you can't double jab, man. Double jabs don't work, right? Well, then if you only single jab, someone's gonna know you're single jabbing and blast you, just like that. Good rotation by Inoue on the right hand. 1-2 again. 1-2 again. And again, Cardenas has his hands up, coach. Coach told me to keep my hands up, right? That's all I got to do. And again, he falls back. He's not in a position where he can do jack because he's just falling back. Not a good habit to fall back. In my opinion, you need to be able to stably block punches and even smother in while you block punches sometimes. Cardenas, see, he's going to the very simple answer of just guarding, locking his hands up and putting his chin down. That's not good enough. It's not good enough at this level. It might be at other levels, but it's not good enough at this level. This is a good fight. Changing levels a little bit. The left hook and then the right uppercut. Great sequence for people that are in both of these men's positions with their hands. You notice the feinting there. Cardenas seeing if he'll bite on the feint, and he really doesn't. So he doesn't do much after it. For smaller guys, and any size, but definitely for smaller guys, we need to see more combinations, man. We need to see more combinations. Too much loading up with one shot, fighting like they're heavyweights. Good jab to the body. Good jab on Cardenas. I don't think Inoue has ended on the ropes one time in this fight, and Cardenas has ended up there twice. And he's trying to perhaps bait him. Good control with the lead arm by Inoue. Something really quickly to be clear is he's controlling, meaning keeping the head controlled, distance controlled, and playing interference. And right there, his left arm, right here, does this. Not because he's pinning his arm, but because that's just to keep a little bit of space. I don't like the chin popping up, though, by Inoue. A little dangerous. Yeah, got clipped by the right hand right there. And again, an example of the single jabs right there. Single jabs, and he's walking in a little too close. Boom, boom. With his head up. Good jab. Good block. So yeah, if you're going to single jab, be ready for that counter to come every single time. Good attempt by Cardenas to do a combination. Let's see again here. So he goes low, hooks for the body, boom, up hook. Now, if you notice that, one reason, besides Inoue being an experienced pro fighter, world champion, is that Cardenas does the left hook to the body, right uppercut, left hook, right hand. All right? What does he do? Left, right. Sorry. Left, left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right, left, right. So you need a double, just like I'm talking about. See? Look at that. Couldn't have planned it better. I promise you, I didn't plan that. Left uppercut, left hook to the body. You need to double up on sides. Thank you, Inoue, for showing. He just shot another left hand. So think about it. Inoue went left, left, left. He went 5, 3 to the body, and then he shot the jab. Pop. So that's a great example of more effective use of your hands as opposed to left, right, left. Not that it can't work. It can definitely work. But you need to mix it up. Because predictability at this level is very troubling. That was a good basic combo there by Inoue. Inoue got caught by that jab, or that right hand rather, over the jab, being a little high right there. And that's, again, he's very open for that. And when he's not paying attention to his range, that's there seemingly all day. And again, Inoue just has monstrous power. Good left hook to the body there by Cardenas. Needs to follow it up top. Oh, good, nice. Yeah, but he's already lost the pacing of the fight, as well as lost the rounds. But Inoue has dictated the pace, established Inoue's rhythm, and it's in Inoue's hands right now. It's Inoue's ring at this time. You know, Cardenas is a guest in the ring. Good job by Cardenas. Back to the first one to jab. One jab, two jab, and gets jabbed right afterwards, and you see it pop his head. You guys see that? See his head shake. And I'm not saying this to be critical of Cardenas. I don't like to see it. His head getting snapped by a jab. And I'm not saying he doesn't know how to stop a jab. He does. But he's trying to watch out for the power shots. I think that's a bad strategy. You need to watch out for the power shots, but just don't need to get your head jerked and snapped by a jab, especially over a long fight. Good job by Inoue coming around the guard. So again, Inoue's an intelligent fighter. He goes here, does the jab, really a double jab, and brings the right hand around. And with that high guard, you can't see it. You can't see if it's straight, or you can't see if it comes around. Good attempts to counter by Cardenas. Again, Cardenas ends up in this docile position where he's just falling back as he's blocking. Not a good place to be. Now he's on the ropes again. Double jab off the rope, see? And notice Inoue didn't do jack off of it. Boom, boom. No counter by Inoue, and Cardenas could have launched some offense. Oh, good right hand by Cardenas. Want a little bit more committal, a little more rotation. You got to get Inoue's respect. Good range management by Inoue. Good slip and hook, uppercut for the body, looked like that was. Let's see. Slip. And again, you can say he double jabbed there. Got really close. Wasn't ready to follow it up. Looked like it hit on the hip. Yeah. So this brings me back to just Wednesday, where one of my boxers is trying to get them to double jab more in the sparring session. We're sparring with only people on our own team Wednesday. And they did the double jab. The first jab didn't land. The second jab landed, but then they stopped. And then a counter came, and they got hit. And they felt like, well, man, the double jab didn't work. Well, it's because after the double jab, you stopped. So no matter if you shoot one jab and stop, you can get hit. If you shoot a double jab and stop, you get hit. Shoot a double jab, shoot one jab, do some work after it. Don't do it every single time. But when you do it sometimes, then your opponent or partner is going to be worried about countering your double or single jab. Also, they're less likely to counter your single jab if they don't know if it's a double or a single. But here, Inoue does a nice job. Boom, slip, boom. Gets the shot, pulls out a little bit, follows up again, finishes with a jab. Then here, back to the jab again. A lot of good jab in here, but not a lot of good jab defense, though. One of the best jab defenses I saw was by Inoue slipping, with that counter. Let's see here. Oh, so great sequence here of, that was beautiful. So right there, it looked like Inoue shot a jab out. Yep, Inoue shot a jab out. Cardenas slipped for the right side. Thought he was going to throw his right. And Inoue shot his right and brought his head offline. So the follow-up cleared right past him. Beautiful. The one thing really quickly is there is a danger of him getting caught by the hook after that. You could say he was ready to pull out of it. But even on that pull-out motion, there definitely was an opportunity for a hook to catch him on the exit. So that's where rolling under, weaving under can be better. Or imagine if he followed that up. And now he follows it up. Cardenas does his defense where he falls back again, which he was doing even when he wasn't hurt. Now he is hurt. Tries the big home run left hook. That's really, trying to just try to win the lottery with that left hook. Again, falling back as he's blocking. And with a hard puncher like Inoue, again, when you're hurt, when your brain is concussed, you put your hands on your head and have someone punch your hands, it's going to continue to rattle your brain. It does not help you clear your head out. There, Cardenas got spun out with the hook, hit the guard though, hit the hand. Good job by Cardenas reversing, staying cool under pressure. He got to follow that up though. Watch this here. So here, right, puts the jab out, the annoying jab. That right hand was a complete slap shot. But that's okay. What does he have afterwards, gang? He has either a left hook for the body or a left uppercut. You got to remember, punches create openings. And you got to pay attention to what openings are created and take advantage of it right away. I want to see him stop that jab. And again, another example, Cardenas with the one shot. In a way, just has the hands up, blocks the one shot. But you see after that one shot, there's 100%. And I don't even know if it was truly going to hit with the knuckles anyway, but there's a right uppercut for Cardenas. Again, falling back on the defense. Not a good thing to do. And I'm sure it's not just this fight. I'm sure he does it in the gym. Good 1-2-1 by Inoue, mixing the uppercuts. Good example there of Inoue mixing up the shots here. So, weird uppercut there. Does the right uppercut, the left hook, the right uppercut again, the left hook again, right uppercut, right hook. So that's splitting through the guard. Because again, when you only adopt this one defensive position there, he did essentially, the left low position. But here he does, both hands up, and then here he's open for the right hands to get hit from this range. Almost gets a right hand off of it, and then that's it. There's not enough specific reactions to specific punches. And that's where working that defense is so important, spending rounds, developing your eyes. as a boxer. I'm not saying he can't block punches with his hands, but spending more time being able to cool and calm deflect punches. There's a talent for it, but it's also a skill. And like all skills, if you don't use it, you lose it. And if you don't expand it, it contracts. Again, that jab by Inoue, right? Setting the table, setting the stage. Yep, good counter by Cardenas. Good shot there. Good example of Cardenas following up with a left hook. Boom, Inoue with that shot. Yeah, and didn't land the body shot on that one. Partially landed on that one. Beautiful, beautiful slip. Cardenas slips the jab and doesn't do a bad job doing it, but boom. Again, the 1-2 over and over and over again, landing on Cardenas. Blocks it the same way every time, too. And that's, again, if someone blocks something the same way every time, alter your combination to exploit how they block it. Their Cardenas is trying to do different things defensively now. Now that he's rattled. Oh, good. A 1-1-2-1. Look at that. And what did Inoue do? Nothing. You know, I mean, that's good. I mean, that's occupying space. He didn't land super clean off it, but it's occupying time. It's keeping your guy busy, and it's getting in control. But then you're losing control right now. Good double jab off the ropes. Kept his chin down. Ooh. That was a good little nice counter. Nice. That was nice. The thing is we got to follow it up. There's too much pot shotting. You know, I've definitely had to talk to a lot of my guys, and we all tend to do it, where you think counter. I'm going to counter with one punch, and then you don't follow it up. Man, after that moment where you control your dude's head or your girl's head, whoever it is, you know, guy or gal you're boxing, here you get him with that shot. You got to come back quick with the next shot. And it's got to be the doo-doo, quick timing. Occupy him, busy him up, shut him down, make him not want to throw. One shot can shut down a lot of people, but as you go up levels, one shot's not going to be enough to shut down a lot of people. Again, with the 1-2 by Inoue, which Cardenas does not have a good defense for. And as he's falling back with his feet like that, off balance, that's what that's going to look like. And that's what's going to happen to you if you practice like that. I see so many guys in the gym moving like that, thinking that that's how you box. And if you get away with it for a long time, well, it's going to bite you at some point. And it might be at some point like this, a clutch moment in your career. It's not the only factor, but it's one of the factors. Good smother there by Cardenas. Example of how you can shut somebody down by being in the pocket. Oh, good. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Showing a little wrinkle of maybe what you can do to get the better of Inoue. Every person is beatable. And this might be part of the recipe to beat him. Again, I haven't studied enough Inoue to say I know the recipe to beat him, but interested to know how good his inside fighting is. Oh, good right hand there by Inoue. Gotta be focused, Cardenas. Lost focus. Oh, double, triple right hand. Lord have mercy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. You hit him once with a shot, hit him twice. It's funny how you'll get hit by a shot and you won't see it. And then it's almost like guys have a blind spot for that shot. So land it again, land it again. Once that first shot hits you and hurts you, it's almost like your brain can't see it sometimes, and keep throwing it. Just be careful as you do it so you don't get countered. But tell me in the comments if you guys have experienced that. You get hit by one shot and you're like, man, I didn't see it. And then you get hit by it again. Wow. Really like just flicky, snappy right hands. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, because Cardenas is hurt. And again, you got to think about the accumulation, guys. The accumulation of him getting his brain rattled by jabs, him rattling his own head by when he punches block. When he blocks punches, hard right hands by Inoue, and how many right hands he's eaten by Inoue. Even though he has his chin down nicely, which means why he hasn't gotten knocked out yet, it's still causing damage. Cardenas got way too close on those double, triple jabs. You try to move a little bit off to the side. But when you move with your jab, you have to be aware of what the other person's doing and use it again as your stick to a blind man that tells you your range and help it dictate your range and listen to your jab. Listen to the feel of how much it's extending. Well, nice. Good. Ooh, man. Smothers in here, and Inoue shows a very nice short right hand as he steps back, follows it up with a throwaway left hook and a right uppercut. Right, that left hook wasn't consequential. He threw that with the goal of landing the left uppercut because, again, Cardenas has the same defensive position every single time. It's like what I talk about. You got to have about at least 3 or 4 or 5 ways to stop almost every single punch. And if you mix that in enough, it's going to be very hard for someone to put together traps like this for you. And again, Cardenas falling back. He was falling back before he was hurt, so it's not just because he's hurt. It's partially because he's hurt, and it's a habit. And that's all she wrote. Man. See if we see the little highlight. Oh, yeah, here, let's go back a little bit. Yep, right over the shoulder. And again, think about how many punches and Cardenas hasn't responded. And he's also gotten hurt multiple times, and that's why the ref stopped it. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So arguably 16, but let's just say 10. Let's go back one more time, just count these. Because I counted the throwaway punch, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 punches, about 8 unanswered punches, and a ref can stop it, especially if you've been hurt before and they know that you're hurt from the first punch that started everything off, and that's what's going to happen. That's why you got to make an account for yourself. Great work. Inoue comes in with that left hook for the body. Wasn't able to get it around. See him rotate his body. And with the right hand. And that's where, again, you got to be able to come in with punches sometimes. Step back with punches really quickly. Look at that. Good rotation by Inoue. Boom. Rotate. Rotate, rotate. Ooh. Man, let's go back on that. Look at that rotation on that right hand. Turning his hips all the way through, shoulders all the way through. That's it, guys. All right. Like I said, as of this time right now, for the 6 weeks of the Sweet Science, where we do a combination every day, a defensive sequence every day, a footwork sequence every day, and we also mix in running, everything else, and it's done in a fashion that you can do it every single freaking day. And it helps you take, just like with anything else, if you want to learn a language or if you want to get better at a language, you want to use that language every day if you can. You don't just do it 3 times a week for an hour, right? Or even 2 hours, or once a week for a couple hours. So check that out. There's only 2 slots as of now. Maybe by the time you're watching this, there's 1 or none, because maybe you're watching it after Monday, September 22nd. But I'll see you there, guys. Click on that. Watch out for the next video, and I'll see you there.